Wow, Jeremiah Camp is such a bro. First guy to say what's up on the new time slot for the Tuesday Talking Shit Tuesday live stream because coronavirus, so everyone's home. So might as well just hang out with you guys and bro out, talk a little bit of shit about everything. But before I go too much further, how am I sounding? Do I sound okay? Do I sound okay, man? Everything okay? If I sound good, give me a thumbs up, Jeremiah, whoever the hell is on at the time, and then I'll just get going on my bullshit. I usually do a good, I don't know, 10 to 15 minute kind of just rant. Everyone's sound check. All right. Good. Beautiful. So let's get right to it. Turbo C8. What is a C8? For those of you that don't know, and you don't know shit about cars, and you just tune in for my beautiful smile. C8 Corvette, new Corvette that's out that stopped being produced because, coronavirus. So, all right. So everyone and their mother saw that a company. Now, I am not going to name the company. You guys can name the company all you want. I guess I can name the company as long as I don't open myself up to drama and bullshit. But I'm a big proponent of literally saying or supporting the right people. Now, certain companies don't even need to be named, and you can say, I don't want nothing to do with them. I'm not going to give them rep. I'm not going to give them anything. This company goes out there and says, we put twin turbos on a C8 Corvette. Then they proceed to do a dyno pull that goes to about 4,000 RPMs. It goes, 650 horsepower. And I'm like, really, dude? Really? Now, did it make 650 horsepower? Maybe before they have to get actually to tuning it. Now, as far as I know, nobody and their mom has tuning available for the C8 Corvette. If Chevy, I repeat, if Chevy is working with companies like that to give them special access to shit, then Chevy really needs to start fucking looking deep within themselves and going, what the fuck are we doing? Now, certain people should get access, other people should not. I understand Roush and Ford have a great relationship, so I would understand if Ford and Roush are like, man, we got you covered. I think Whipple and Ford have a great relationship, so that they get together and try to get blowers on brand new stuff. So twin turboing a Vette, who does it help? It doesn't help Chevy. It helps the aftermarket installers or the actual turbo manufacturer. Now, am I a big proponent of turboing a C8? Absolutely. But goddamn it, don't show me sound clips revving to the moon. Have you heard how hard they rev the shit out of that thing? So they keep, and I'm like, Jesus, we don't know the capabilities of this engine yet. And they're revving it. Now, do you guys are there people out there that listen to turbos on the back of a Corvette and get a hard on and come in their, dungarees? Like, what the fuck kind of psychopath fuckface hears turbos rev up at idle, like rev up, free revving without any load on it and go, oh, did you hear that? Oh, if you're that guy, please unsubscribe from my shit. Go fuck yourself. I want nothing to do with you, because you're the wrong type of viewer that I have. Now, have I watched the video clips on YouTube of that company putting turbos on a C8? No. This is why. I'm not going to give them a click or a view or a like. A lot of you watched YouTube people to see what the hell they're up to. What the hell they're up to. They're like, oh, look, these morons are putting turbos on a car that you can't even tune yet. Would you look at that? Well, who wins there? Do they win or do you win? You don't win by saying, look at how stupid they are. They win by you viewing their video. So I don't even view that fucking video. I go, no, I'm good. See you later. I know. Look, once I saw the name of the company that did that, I was done, because that's the same company that says, coming up, 1,200 horsepower, 2020 GT500. Where the fuck is it? Where anyone seen the 1200 horsepower 2020 GT500? Like anybody? No. So, have you seen them with their Exorcist, which a stock Roush 18 plus Mustang destroys? Like the Exorcist is such a piece of shit that thing gets gapped by a stock Roush, which it doesn't have the best blower. Real quick, Miles Kaplan. I'm going to explain to you why we do that, because Miles Kaplan is starting to talk a little shit. And I'm going to tell you why we do that, Miles Kaplan. My buddy spoke to Lon, and we both have 0709 GT500s, and they won't tune either of us unless we buy 1300 horsepower kit, Engage and Lon tune. Thanks, but no thanks. I'll have BJ tune me. Great. No offense to BJ. Get ready to perform less than as if we had tuned it with a ZT2 package. How are you going to measure air fuel remotely? How are you going to measure air fuel? You're just going to install a Innovate wideband and have someone stare it down at wide open throttle? Who do you think is better at tuning GT500s? So, Miles Kaplan, if you want a remote tune from probably the best remote Ford tuner on the planet, and you don't want to buy a $1,300 Zatronics package so that we know air fuel is on point, bye. See you later. Because you would think a Shelby owner gives a shit about the health of their vehicle, but they don't want to spend $1,300. Therein lies the shit we got to put up with. A guy that owns a Shelby Mustang GT500 and does not want to spend $1,300, which is 10 adult dollars, actually 13 adult dollars, to make sure that the car is on point. Bye-bye. See you later. Don't need it. Get the fuck out of here. No thanks. If you don't want to get tuned by the best in the country, and all we ask for is to ensure the health of your vehicle, bye-bye. See you later. Peace. Exactly. Get out of here. Cool. AEM AFR as per BJ instructions. Awesome. Have BJ tune your car. But when you go to the track and get your ass gapped bigger than when you get gapped so hard, you're going to think differently. Now, I thought you Shelby guys had money. Why'd you buy a Shelby if you're going to be cheap? Why did you have a Shelby in your stable if you're going to complain about money? Do you not have money? Do you not have money? So this is what we deal with all the time. And this is the type of guy that will literally buy a fucking, this guy, Miles Kaplan, would buy a Exorcist because he believes what he sees. Exorcist. Oh yeah. Oh, you don't need a $1,300 package. No, you don't need it. But man, wouldn't it be nice to ensure that the car can remotely be tuned and we can see all the proper data, just like a Coyote car? Why is a Coyote car superior than older GT500s? The data it spits out. Your GT500 is literally a dinosaur, and we're trying to put a little bit of lipstick on that dinosaur. If you don't want to fuck with Lon, get out of here. See ya. Peace. Oh, you have a Trinity blower and supporting mods, but you don't want to spend $1,300. Dude, you're cheap. Miles, get your broke ass out of here. Unsubscribe from my shit. Get your broke ass out of here. Yes, and I know what he's going to say. I can't believe a Lon employee. No, fuck you. You came here talking shit. So I'm going to talk. This is called talking shit. You thought I was going to come in here and go, oh, we're sorry to lose you, Miles. We would love to maintain. Fuck you. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here, bro. See ya. Peace. One less guy I have to fuck with. And Senior, I probably did you a favor. Trust me, because that guy was going to fill up the tune ticket with a bunch of dumb shit. I feel a little hesitation in the 2,000 to 3,000 RPM range. Yeah, it's your foot. It's literally your foot. Bye. Peace. So anyway, back on the twin turbo Corvette. If you listen to the dyno pulls slowly, like real carefully, it ramps up and it comes down. Now, I don't think there's any tuning available for that yet. So I think what they did was spray the house down with meth. Spray the house down with meth. They went, here you go. Hopefully it doesn't detonate. And then when they probably saw it start to run out of fuel, they let off. Now, did it make that kind of power at that low of RPM? Potentially, which tells me they were like, holy shit, we're close. We better not ring this thing out. Because when you hear a dyno pull, you almost want to hear it all the way to the limiter. And it just wasn't happening. So it makes me go, I don't know. They're playing games. And of course, I think it's the same type of thing. Miles Kaplan says, I'm just being honest. Didn't realize I triggered this early in the video. No, because you're saying dumb shit. You're broke because you're complaining about the money, right? You are broke. Then you say, no, I'm not broke. I have a hand-me-down Trinity blower. I'm not broke, Alex. I just have a hand-me-down Trinity blower. Every day, I hear the same thing from Mustang guys. How can I go this fast cheaper? And you're a Shelby guy. You're a Shelby GT500 guy, Miles. You probably have Shelby socks. You probably have a Shelby hoodie, and you probably have Shelby luggage. But then when it comes time to spend the money to have the best premier Ford remote tuner, Ford tuner, period, for Mustangs, anything, Jesus, I would say Cobra and up, even though we don't fuck with Cobras, and up. And you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to have BJ tune it. Basically giving, and I like BJ. BJ knows me. But BJ, understand this. You're going to be married to Miles. You're going to know the name of his fucking dog. You're going to know the name of his fucking cousin. You're going to know where he lives. You're going to know what he likes. He's going to tell you all about his history. Oh, I used to do this. And you're going to be on the phone for those $600 going, why the fuck did I tune this car? Love you, BJ, but you got some work cut out for you with this guy because he's complaining about $1,300. So don't you dare recommend him anything more than $1,000, like ID 1000 injectors or twin booster pumps or a good set of tires, because he's gonna go, man, are you sure you need that? I need that, man. It's a lot of money. Is there? Do you have a spare set I can borrow? Oh, you gotta love cheap guys. Let me get to some of the paid questions before I go too far into the whole C8 thing with what you saw, the twin turbo. And then if you go on YouTube, because I did type in the words twin turbo C8. I went on twin turbo C8. Everybody's twin turboing though, so it'll be interesting who gets the car tuned first, because I don't care what you can put in the car. I don't give a shit that it's installed. I don't care that it looks cool or it sounds cool. I care about the power it puts down and how it performs on the track. Now, there has already been was it a nitrous C8 that's gone 10s? Like seriously, was there a nitrous C8 that already went 10s, and then a naturally aspirated one that went into the 11s? The guy at Texas 2K showed up with stock tires and a nitrous kit and broken axle, unfortunately, which sucks for him. The other guy who had a 10-second Corvette posted up like 2 days later had forge line wheels, drag radials. I'm like, okay, this guy is serious, because I would hate to have certain Mustang YouTubers be the first to attempt anything and have that be the measuring stick. Have that be the, oh my God, oh my God, this is it. This is the measuring stick. This sucks. And then when you get like a tuning shop or a builder or a performance oriented shop that gets their hands on the same vehicle, they absolutely get out there and make a badass showing. And you go, there's the measuring stick. There's the measuring stick. Five Slow says, thanks for the tune last Wednesday, Alex. Finally got a chance to go out and drive it today. Runs like a charm. Thank you, Five Slow. Appreciate that. Again, thank Lund Racing. I just use their files. Timothy Fush says, hi, Alex. Olaf from Houston. Dude, Houston got locked down. That's crazy. Hunkered down due to COVID-19. Shout out to Slim Thug, who got the corona. He got the Rona, man. He got the Rona. But he's okay. According to his message on Facebook, he's like, man, I got the Rona, the boss in the house. I'm in the house with the boss and the... So he's okay, but he got the Rona. Here's $10 for a to-go Happy Meal with an extra large fry and drink. What up with the 20-inch bike behind you? You still riding those? Yeah. I'm still riding. Look at this shit. I got ate up by a fence. But, if you don't get eaten up trying shit, you ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I was riding the thing. I ate shit hard. Luckily, my pretty face stayed intact. Matt 60 says, Lund for the win. No, Matt. No, we suck. We charge for a tune, and we look out for the vehicle's health by wanting the best ZT2 setup out there. The best monitoring device that plugs right into the N-Gauge, and all you have to do is this. Boop, hit a button, and it just magically records AFR, fuel rail pressure, and you can analog boost in there if you want. Wow, we're stupid to ask for a package like that to ensure the health of your vehicle, to have all the information that we can. We are just so stupid, Matt760. Man of War gave me some money. Appreciate that, brother. Okay, let's get back into it. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, which I talk about loyalty and tuning, which good. This is Matt Kaplan has a great example. His determining what made him determined to not get it tuned by Lund was the price. So basically the guy determined that the money that Lund was asking so that he can properly analog everything in there and not and make sure that the car is running great, because every single time a Zatronics setup is plugged into an N-Gage and I get a tune, it's literally like tuning a Coyote. Dude, it's so fucking awesome. I'm like, oh my God. And it is fast. You can, dude, it plugs right into the N-Gage and you don't have to program a goddamn thing. It just records AFR properly. So I'm like, okay, if he don't want to do that, bye-bye. Because if you have a TVS setup and you're relying on a slow ass AEM to basically keep up with the, what do you call it? The, what's it called when it's the data coming in quicker than most? If the data comes in slightly delayed and you're not analoging the signal into the SCT, because you're going to use SCT, I guarantee it. And you're not analoging it in and you don't have the right transfer function in there, you'll see. Matt Edward Johnson says, we the Lund Tune Shelby owners do not claim Miles Kaplan, broke ass MF. Hey, there you go. Because every single guy that owns a Shelby loves the car more than like life itself. Apparently Miles says, I love it up until there's a comma involved. And once there's a comma involved, I am pretty much done. So yeah, so that means tires are out for him, wheels are out for him. He's going to go to American Muscle and get some AMRs, some SR springs, and the American Muscle banner on the top, and he's going to ride out because, that's what he can swing. He can't swing a simple ZT2 setup on an N-Gage with a Lund tune. Damn, that's too bad. If that Shelby had a conscience, he'd be, or if it had if it was self-aware, he'd be like, what the fuck you doing, man? Man, what you doing? I'm not worth $1,300 to you, man. That's fucked up, man. So he came in here popping off, mentioning other tuners. I'm going to pop off right back. Root Beer says, hey, Alex, how much of a pain with an SN95 Coyote T56 swap in regards to engine bay room and accessories, etc.? Same as a Fox body, dude. The SN95, once you have a Coyote in there with the right size radiator, and it actually looks like there's plenty of room as long as you have a stand-in compressor. Look, when it comes to compressors and swap kits and everything, get with Power by the Hour. They know exactly what needs to happen, what goes where, and what goes with what. They'll also get you a kit for accessory drives that are upgradable in case you do go boost later on. Okay. So Juan Vasquez says, so me and my buddy pumped the 85 at the same station. His N-Gage showed 80%. Mine only showed 30%. Could I have bad O2s? Juan, I don't think you have bad O2s. How much pump gas did you have in it before you filled up? Did you have 3/4 of a tank of 93 and filled up with the 85, and then your buddy was pretty much empty and then he filled up with the 85? I need more information. Oh, man. Kenneth Martin's like, damn, I missed the roasting. Don't worry. You can play it right back. Look, you can't come in here talking that kind of shit and expect me to just go, oh, okay, good luck. That's not going to happen. That's not, especially because you're kind of like a side swipe at the company I work for. It's like, y'all too expensive. The tune is the tune, the N-Gage is the N-Gage, and the ZT2 box is the ZT2 box. We're not pumping up the numbers one way or another. Jim Jones says, you're probably the sole reason I'm going from a 12 four-door GTI to a S550 Mustang. Thanks. I love your vid. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. I understand a lot of you guys are cooped up inside because of the coronavirus scare. Now, I am lucky that I work from home and it hasn't affected me, and I'm a bit of a antisocial guy. So really doesn't affect me when it comes to the quarantine order. But a lot, look, I remember being that guy back in the day that I was busting my ass, working wherever the fuck I could, sometimes having 2-3 jobs a year. So I know what it is to live not only paycheck to paycheck, but like behind a paycheck or behind 2 paychecks. So I get the whole thing, and I understand people are freaking out about the stimulus package. I only got to a point in my life where I could be okay later on, because at this age, I should have had a kid or 2 and been married, and I really did not. Imagine me being in that position and having to worry about a family. So I'm lucky. I'm very lucky. So I thought to myself, let me go live and then offer you guys a live stream every day. But the only one that I'll keep monetized live is this one. So if you guys are okay with that, now I have 2 channels. I have this one and the dating channel. So I'll do my best to be available for you guys. I have a lot to say. I can't shut my fucking mouth. So I'll do my best to keep you guys entertained every day. And if it gets stagnant and you guys are like, all right, that's enough of that shit, and I see the viewership dropping off, I'll obviously bring it back to something more manageable. So hopefully, that'll help you guys cure your boredom. I know you guys can only see so many Law and Order episodes. You can only listen to your wife so much, and you can only play with your kids so much. I 100% get it. But Jim Jones, thank you for being, for complimenting me, saying that I'd be the reason you moved to a S550 Mustang. Just don't rice it out. Don't do the Volkswagen shit. All right. Don't do the Volkswagen dumb shit to that car. Just leave it the fuck alone and make it fast. Eric Vega says, bitch, yeah. Thanks so much for the help that you've been on Facebook in the past and with the vacuum hoses. Almost ready to send logs to Dakota. Here's some support. Thank you very much, Eric Vega. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think you were talking about an 18 manifold and you were wondering where the evap hose from the, what the fuck do you call it? The brake booster goes. And I showed you a picture of my engine bay, and hopefully that helped you out. MK Johnson says, I guarantee Miles bought the car with those mods. Previously installed that car from the last owner. Yep. Dude, when somebody has a new tune order for a GT500, that GT500 has gotten fucked so many times by so many different owners that by the time you get it, it's probably fine and vetted, but for whatever reason, you want to start modding it from the beginning, right? Oh, I want to get a tune. What's wrong with the car? Nothing. I just want to get a tune. It's probably running good. I think there's some meat left on the bone. Can I get a race tune? Well, what's done to it? Nothing. Okay. Tommy Gunn says, Lund Tuning is second to none. I appreciate that, brother. I'm very proud of the company I work for, and I'm going to defend that motherfucker till the end. Motherfucker in a very nice way. Guthrie, number 1, says, paying my dues. Thanks, Alex. There's no dues to pay. Just watch. Look, if you guys watch my channel, that'll get me paid. I understand you guys want to donate, and I appreciate that, but it is not necessary and not encouraged. But if you guys are willing to do it, I love you. Tony Bolton says, do the triangle grill lights. What the fuck is he talking about? I don't know. Miles, don't worry about me. Worry about yourself. Ooh, it's getting chippy in there. It's getting chippy in the chat. Oh, man, it's getting chippy in the chat. Holy shit. No louvers on your S550. Exactly. So make sure you keep that Jetta bullshit out of the Mustang community. Now, there was a guy, Ripa. I think it's Steven Ripa. I'm sorry if his first name's not Steven, but he tunes Hellcats and Dodges. And Ripa Tuned is his company. And he actually had a funny thing on Facebook the other day. He said, who came from the import world and then moved over to American Muscle? And a lot of people, said hello. And I mentioned in passing, I said, well, the problem with those people is they bring their rice. Now, not necessarily rice like even what they consider rice. Anything import guys can do, we consider rice unless it is performance oriented, right? If you put in a pop tune, pop burble bang tune, that's rice. If you put in already blued exhaust tips, already blued, pre-blued PB, pre-blued exhaust tips on your car, that's rice. If you put in canards on a car that makes 180 rear wheel horsepower, that shit's rice. If you put in lazy, like your car's like this, those little strips over the headlight that makes the car look high, that's rice. If you put in a Momo steering wheel for no fucking reason, that's rice. Anything that doesn't make it go faster, we basically think it's rice. So a lot of Dodge owners, I suspect, and S550 owners are old import guys because they bring their dumb shit, bags, wheels that don't matter, pre-blued exhaust, louvers, stuff like that into the quote unquote muscle car or a domestic market, and I don't think they screw it up. I just think they bring their bad taste. And then people like me who has an S550, we get lumped into that group. Oh, you're the kind of guys that you hit second gear and you crash into crowds. I'm like, no, those are Jetta guys. Oh, shit. RS3 for me says, did you buy Dakota lunch? Ask Dakota. I sent him the $40. I said, here you go, Dakota. And I hope that he spent that money and bought lunch for Junior, Dakota, and the guys over there. So Dakota got the money, and I'll show you the screenshot. Jacob JGTI, money for having to deal with Miles right off the bat. Dude, I can't really talk about the customers I deal with because I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. But sometimes on days like today, especially, where I literally send the tune and instructions right underneath the tune, the next question they ask me is, what should I log? And I'm like, I screenshot the previous email and copy paste it on the new email. And they go, oh, okay, thanks. And I'm like, now that's okay if it happens once. But if it happens 17, 18 times, it can get real bad. Yeah, I'm just getting some information on some new stuff, just I'm like a reporter, right? Reporters have their information, their sources. So you try not to reveal your sources. You keep that shit off of a live stream. You keep that shit to yourself. So when I say shit that no one else has heard, they go, where'd you get that information from? I'm not going to tell you. A reporter doesn't say, well, I found out about, Watergate from this guy, unless they're subpoenaed to go into trial. The shit I pop off about is not trial worthy. To this day, people are still mad at some old videos when I talked about engines, EcoBoost, Mach-E. I don't just say shit without having something to back it up. Now, maybe I can't back it up publicly, but I got the shit to back it up if I had to. Frankosaurus Rex says, channel support. I'm an evening manager at Walmart. If you see low viewer count, I'm trying to watch, but I'm at work. Thanks for everything, Alex. Love both channels. Thank you, sir. Frankosaurus Rex. Make sure to stock up on toilet paper, grape soda. that should cover it. Pat the One says, Alex, stimulus package should only help those for unemployment, furlough, and small businesses. 1.5 trillion, mostly BS, irresponsible spending. I guarantee it. So the problem with crises is politicians take advantage of it. So what's going to happen is this. You're going to have a bill that's called the coronavirus stimulus package. And senators, representatives are going to just crowbar shit that they already had legislation for and stuff it in that bill. And then when people start to read it, and they vote against it, they're going to go, you voted against the coronavirus stimulus package. I'm like, no, I just didn't want, Shell getting $400 million, whatever. So it's politics. So every time I hear it's both sides. So I just go, and the nice thing about hearing about people complain about politics is they publicly talk shit on Facebook and incite fear. What does that mean? If you're already freaking out about the coronavirus, if you're one of those guys that walks around with a mask and you disinfect everything and you were already a little, prone to hysteria, and you are a fuck face that incites a little more hysteria, showing graphs that don't have any context, the coronavirus counter, I unfriend you. I just go, bye. Because I don't want you like anywhere in my universe. I don't want you in my universe inciting fear, pumping shit up that has no proof, no basis. I love political posts because I just get rid of your stupid ass when you have a really stupid opinion. Bye. See ya. If you incite dumb shit during this critical time, bye. See ya. Fuck you too. So it's kind of good that my list keeps getting smaller and smaller. And eventually I'm going to end up with just myself as my friend. Oh, shit. JP Stank says, I have an 18 with a Vortec with free flow and exhaust with Corsa Extremes. Thinking of going back with the stock catback. Do it. Will it affect performance even after 85? If you can get rid of the suitcase, I think the suitcase is the biggest restriction in the whole thing. But if you can stuff the stock mufflers back in there, you will love how it sounds. It's a little tinny, like a little high-pitched metallic sound, but I actually like it way better than any Corsa exhaust. I don't know what the fuck happened to Corsa, and what's the other one? Corsa Extremes, Roush, and Borla? Corsa, yeah, Borla. Their only good ones are their quietest versions, because what happens, you go free-flowing exhaust and headers, and then that Extreme now becomes obnoxious. I've heard some cold starts on some guys, and I'm like, are you fucking insane? It might as well be open header. So it's basically a trumpet, a Corsa Extreme or a Borla attack is basically a trumpet, and it just makes a bunch of fucking noise that you don't need. Marcus says, thanks for all the knowledge you provide. YOLO, I got to meet you at SGMP a few years ago. I'm installing my 2.3 Roush kit, oil pump gears and crank sprocket. Again, guys, why are you installing OPGs and crank sprocket on cars that don't necessarily need oil pump gears and crank sprockets? I gotta get on a rant about that too. Free flow and exhaust, 85 millimeter pulley. You don't need oil pump gear and crank sprockets on an 85 millimeter pulley. BAP and 56 pound injectors on 93 only. Tips for the TVS install. So the best installation video I have ever seen is CJ Pony Parts installation video. So go to CJ Pony Parts. It's probably a couple of hours long, but so detailed. They tell you where to cut, what to do. And believe it or not, VMP has, I think, the second best TVS install video out there, where Mike Whedon is out there doing some of the work. So get yourself a nice, comfortable chair and watch both of those. And I think after watching both of those, your confidence will be sky high and you'll be able to do it with no problem. MF says, hey, Alex, keeping it real. So how many Palm Beach Dyno Tune cars were at Texas 2K? You knew this question was coming. If there were any, I wasn't aware of. But again, I'm not super hyper focused on anyone else's stuff. I know a lot of local tuners had local cars there. But I know that 5 or 6 of our customers went to the semifinals in their respective groups. And it was a very good showing for Lund Racing. I understand your question and what you're trying to do, and I appreciate that. But at the end of the day, we concentrate on our own, and we had a lot of people do well, consistent. Very, very nice to see that at Texas 2K. And we were there to rep and look at logs, and we had a lot of people show up. It was really nice to kind of see the amount of people that we tuned show up to an event like that. Was pretty special. So we were glad to be a part of their little Texas 2K experience, even though it was cut a little short. Isaiah N says, Alex, how you doing? Should I spend the money on a 100 shot or save for a Paxton kit? Save for a Paxton kit. Because this is what you're going to do with a 100 shot. You're going to waste your fucking time. You're going to waste your time. You might go mid to low 10s with it and be like, all right, it's pretty sick. But then you're going to be like, damn, I want this power all the time. I want to be able to have this power all the time. And I spent probably, by the time you have a window switch, heater, like a legitimate kit, you're going to spend probably $1,500. Just save for a Paxton kit, which is the cheapest kit out of all. Beefcake, I'm sure, will get you the best deal on a Paxton or Vortec kit. Or if you want more grunt down low, don't get a Paxton kit with a torque booster. Don't be a fucking idiot like that. Get a boost that gives you torque down low, whether it be a turbo or a top mount positive displacement blower. If you want really good high-end horsepower for a cheap price, Paxton and Vortec kits, and believe it or not, some Pro Charger kits do really, really well. So save your money for boost, in my opinion. Again, the rest of his question was, or should I get a fuel system E85? Currently, I have a couple bolt-ons, E85 free-flowing exhaust and tuned by Dakota. P.S. Sell me your Edelbrock blower. Isaiah, it's not going to be cheap. It says YDBT on it, and that comes with a premium. But I'm not done with that blower yet. I want to be the quickest, fastest TVS 6R80 car on the planet, which I believe is an 855. All right? And people are going to say, oh, it's not a 6R80. As long as the case says 6R, it's a 6R80. Just like Trump is your president, my transmission is a 6R80. The Goblin says, hey, what's up, Alex? You tuned my car with a 13 built motor, Gen 1 with a VMP Gen 2R 69 pulley E85. Is it worth upgrading to a Gen 3 or Gen 3R? The Goblin, yes. It is going to kick you right in the fucking ass. You're going to be able to go what you're going on a 69 millimeter pulley with a 79 millimeter pulley, and you have a ton of belt wrap and a ton of room to go. It is a huge kick in the ass. So it's built, right? Your motor's built. I'd get a Gen 3R and send it. Do not go crazy with the throttle body, though. Understand, that blower is already making a shitload of steam. I think VMP sells a monoblade that does pretty well, but don't go anything bigger than like the one. I don't know if they have like a 140 or something like that. I wouldn't go anything bigger than that. I know they have like a 160 or something. Look, I'm more than happy to, like, a monoblade will do real well. Ford Racing monoblade, even their Twin 69 will do well, or their Twin 67. You will see an improvement on that Gen 3 or Gen 3R, period. So yeah, in my opinion, it's worth an upgrade because it's a bigger blower and you don't have to do anything to it. Just bolt it on, put your existing throttle body, existing cold air. The tune doesn't even have to change. Just put it on and go. As long as you don't have any vacuum leaks, you're good to go. Hector Marmolejos me dice, hey Alex, I have a 17 S550 performance package, track pack, PP track pack. God damn it. Making 870. What suspensions do you recommend for some street, mostly track use? So, Hector, I have seen the S550 stock suspension do real well on the street. It likes to sag a little bit, and that seems to help on the street. A softer setup on the street tends to be great. Mostly track use. If you have mostly track use, I would hit up a company like UPR or Steeda and say, look, this is like the Blue Goose has all Steeda components. And then Brian Luna, Mexico Racing League, I believe he has mostly UPR stuff when it comes to the end links and this and that. I think you can't go wrong with either. Even if you want to use the other 3-letter company, it's up to you. But I think keeping it on the softer side is going to help you out. Your shock is going to have to be a Viking. Okay, you're going to have to get a Viking because that's kind of all that's out there. I almost wish Menser or AFCO came out with a shock for S550s. It is such a popular platform. I can't believe Menser or AFCO or Menser valved AFCOs are not in the game. Guys are willing to pay money for shocks, big money. So if AFCO or Menser or both get together and say, we're going to offer an S550 shock, it will sell well. 5.0 says, hey Alex, how restrictive is a stock resonator box, otherwise free-flowing exhaust with long tube headers and a blower? The stock resonator box, do you mean like the suitcase? It's pretty restrictive. I think you can get about 5 horsepower. Now, is it worth 5 to 7 horsepower spending that for a suitcase delete? That's up to you, but what you're mostly going to gain is a bunch of sound. So if you already have like a Borla Attack, if you already have like a Corsa Extreme or something on the louder side, deleting the suitcase will increase the volume of your exhaust, and it'll also increase flow, and you'll probably see a 5 to 7 horsepower gain. Boosted, it might be more like 10 to 12, but don't quote me on that because I haven't done many tests. I know that American Muscle has a resonator delete before and after test, so you might be able to use that as your measuring stick. These Nuts says 11 GT with the 18 manifold, Lundy 85 and a PMAS, staying naturally aspirated. Thinking of getting a one-piece drive shaft. Yeah or nay, mostly roll races. Roll races, you don't need a one-piece drive shaft. You're going to experience more NVH, noise, vibration, and harshness on an aluminum drive shaft. But it'll be stronger. I think an aluminum drive shaft is only worth a damn when you are dig racing on a very well-prepped surface. If not, the stock drive shaft is fine. Now, the other thing, the advantage you're going to get of a aluminum drive shaft is rotating mass. If you see the stock drive shaft, it's a 2-piece, big, heavy sucker. So yes, your car will transfer the power better. It'll rev easier in gear because it's rotating something that's a lot lighter than before. So you'll feel the performance gain, but I don't think it is necessary for roll racings per se. Jeremiah Camp says, people stole toilet paper out of the Utiki bathroom right before we closed. Could you imagine that shit? Could you? Now, I'm still dumbfounded as to how much toilet paper is necessary for a 2-week. Okay, how many times do you shit a day? Once? Right? If you shit more than once or twice a day, you eat too much. So how many wads of toilet paper do you use? Like how many sheets, right? I would say maybe 5? Unless you have like a super hairy asshole that just destroys the paper on the way to wipe your ass, and you're pretty much just wiping with your hand with anything under 10 sheets. You might want to get your asshole waxed. So I think you need maybe 6 sheets. I mean, 6 rolls, depending on the amount of it per roll. I don't think you need that much more to be okay for like 2 weeks, unless you're shitting a whole bunch, or unless you're just jerking off into the toilet paper. You got to use a cum rag for that. Not toilet paper, cum rag. Okay. Okay. So I answered the drive shaft question, and then I went off into the toilet paper stuff because I saw Jeremiah Camp talking about it. Tuned by Dakota. I got a 1910R80 stock. How much will the E85 tune cost? $200, sir. And you're then eligible for a flex tune also. Do you think century blowers are too harsh on coyotes? I have a 17 GT and the goal is 750. No, not at all. I think centrifugal blowers are actually better on the coyote than a positive displacement blower. I think a positive displacement blower makes so much torque that if you're going to have an issue, you'll have an issue quicker with a PD blower than a centrifugal blower. There you go. I said it. One negative thing about the PD blower. Chris Meyer says, half of the country can't wipe their ass nowadays. New pandemic. Oh, you guys are great. I thought I saw me tagged in here. So I want to get it. JP Stank says, Alejandro Flores, does Lund have any plans on tuning CA Corvettes or even the company or ever the company talked about it? No, man. Absolutely not. You got to understand the amount of CA Corvettes that are going to get sold is probably not going to be high. We deal in volume. So F-150, look at the F-150. Look at how many variations of the F-150 there are. 2.7 EcoBoost, 3.5 EcoBoost, Raptor 3.5, different calibration, 5 liter F-150. So 2.7, 3.5, 3.5 truck. So 2.7, 3.5 Raptor, 5 liter truck. So that's 4 different calibrations for the same model truck. Now let's talk about Mustang. Auto, manual, Shelby, because it's a Mustang. Auto, manual, Shelby GT500, Bullet. So there's 4 different calibrations, or maybe more, depending on how you tune the car. Or at least 4 different types that are distinctive calibrations to those vehicles. So a C8 Corvette is going to come in a base, a Z06, a ZR1. There are way less Corvettes than Mustangs. So as a business model, you have to go with what makes you money. And at this point, volume is making us money. Okay. A bidet for the win. See, the problem with a bidet is this. You still got to wipe your wet ass. So what do you do when you squirt water up your ass? Do you then just get up, hope you got it all, and then just pull your pants up and have wet underwear the whole time? No, you still got to wipe your wet ass. You went from having a shitty ass to having a wet ass. You still got to wipe. What do you wipe with? Do you just air it out? That is a long time in the toilet. YouTube Corrupt Anti-Free Speech, a very, very big fan on both channels, says, hey, Alex, at what power level should you upgrade the clutches on a 10R80? I wanted to chill around 650 for a bit until I can swing a torque converter and do the clutches at the same time. Very smart. That's very smart. And I think you're okay at that power level. 650 or so, I think you're going to be good for a very long time. Once you start playing in the 800 and up range, I think you should do clutches. So I think your plan is pretty good. It's pretty safe. You can be at 650 for a while and chill out. And when it comes time to do a converter and the trans has to come out, upgrade the clutches. Very good plan, not doing things twice. I've seen people upgrade the clutches when they don't have to. And then they're like, oh shit, I got to take the trans out and put a converter in it. Now, unless you're in the big boy horsepower range that you don't have to upgrade the converter like Zach Myers. Zach Myers is one of those guys that has a build motor on his 18 and he has a stock converter. And the thing seems to do real well. So, but he sure had to take the trans out and have it built. So the trans had to come out anyway. He just saved maybe $1,500 on not getting a converter, and it seems to do well. Little Corn Dog says, hey, Alex, I got an S550 with a full exhaust, engine 7/8 long tube headers, and a Gen 2R Stage 1 kit with a 79mm pulley, so about 11 PSI. Still using the tune provided by VMP. How much of a power torque difference will I expect with a Lund tune? Now, I'm not going to say you're going to make more power right off the bat, one thing you are going to experience is drivability. Lund Racing really gives a shit about drivability because you're not going wide open throttle all the time. A lot of people, when they move over to our tune, they say, damn, this bitch is smooth. Like, it idles smooth, it drives smooth, it drives really nice. The pedal mapping is linear, like we really like it. No, not dogging VMP's tune. I worked there, and I think the tunes were actually pretty damn good that Joe ended up vetting and doing a lot of work on. But I just think we at Lund Racing have a leg up on everybody because we just do more of them, and we can definitely experiment with a bunch of different things and have access to things that other people don't. And the tunes, kind of show you that. Like if you drive a Lund tuned car and you're like, it is instantly smoother. Like, oh shit, it's instantly smoother. And then when you go to the track, you're like, damn, it's just as quick, if not quicker. So I don't think you're going to gain a huge performance. There's not going to be a huge performance benefit if your car is already, say, seeing really good timing and seeing good cam timing. I think you're going to get the best drivability that the market offers. Crowd Control Coupe says, hey Alex, thoughts on the factory-like Steeda closed box setup for the CJ intake manifold? Is it safe to run on a stock Gen 3 to 8,000 RPMs to get the most out of the CJ? Shout out to Dakota for a tune. The only way, this is Alex speaking, not Lund Racing. The only way I would, suggest running a Steeda closed airbox for a CJ is if you keep the insert in it and run the MAF sensor closest to the airbox. That's the only way that it idles well and does well. If you take the insert out, I have seen idle quality issues. So I say leave the insert in, which is 120 millimeters, so you're fine, it's big enough, and put the mass airflow sensor closest to the airbox, and I think it does really well. And when it comes to going to 8,000 RPMs, I don't think it's necessary on a CJ setup. I think 7,800 is more than enough because the drop-off, if it's an auto especially, it's not that much, and you're in that peak power zone all the time. My fuel hat was stuck in Ohio for 2 weeks, Cuban Coyote says. You'll be getting a log soon. Can't wait to see what you can do once she's dialed in. Horsepower estimate. So with a 3.6 pulley, I forget if you have a manual or an auto. So let's say you have a manual, 3.6 pulley, E85, 22 degrees. It might touch 800 horse. Close, really close. If you have a 3 pulley, it'll be over 800 horse. If you somehow can get a 3.1 or 295 pulley in that sucker, we're going to have to say, hey, man, we have to back it off a little bit. It's going to be touch and go for that. So I think 800 is not going to be a problem. I think once you drive a 750 or 800 rear wheel horsepower S550 every day on E85, you're going to go, holy shit, that's more than enough. Trust me. Full Auto GT gave me $1. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right, so let's get some of the unpaid questions. Now, the other subject matter that I want to come up with today was loyalty and tuning. So with loyalty and tuning, what I'm talking about is this. Let's say you've been working with somebody from the beginning and you are in it. You fixed a lot of his issues, meaning, hey man, this thing has a vacuum leak. Boom. Hey man, this turbo might be too big for your setup. Hey man, you might not want the injector. You might want this. And you're up late hours of the night and you're doing everything possible to make sure that this guy gets taken care of. And then that one time you're not available, or the moment there's a bump in the road, the customer goes, I'm dipping out, I'm going to another tuner. Now, it feels like we wasted our time because now me and you have been, because honestly, my job is to look after your vehicle. I don't care about you. I don't care about you. I don't care about your life, your family. My job is to care about your vehicle first, because the biggest issue with tuning a car is the owner. The owner is irresponsible. They don't want to listen to you. They tell you recommend parts based on thousands of calibrations that you've done, and the customer still fights you. So you have to it is a relationship. So when you go to the end of the moon and back, and the one time there's a little hiccup, meaning you're saying, dude, I'm not available tonight, man. I haven't seen my wife in 3 fucking weeks. She's going to kill me. And he goes, oh, okay, fine. I'm going to get tuned elsewhere. That boils my blood so bad. So when I see guys that have been Lund tuned for a very long time, and Insane Mustang says, if I'm going to show up on the PBH live stream tomorrow, I'll be in the chat, but I'm not going to be there in person. So if you're out there busting your ass trying to make sure that a customer's car gets super dialed in, and then they just dip on you because you've already, look, the money that they paid has long expired. The $650 for a remote tune has long since expired, and all I'm doing is pro bono work at this point. I'm going, yeah, you might want to do this, you might want to do that. I would get this mass airflow size. I would do that. Basically, you are the reason this thing is even going down the track. And then they dip out, and then they go to another tuner, and then all of a sudden they're another tuner's boy. I go, okay, that's fine. Don't expect me to be friendly, right? Let's say I see you at the track holding out your laptop. You ever see the guy at the track holding out his laptop like this? Hold on. The guy at the track that is holding out his laptop because he doesn't know what the fuck he's looking at, right? And he's like, he's like, can anyone help? Can anyone look at this log, please? Please, it's Sunday at 1 a.m. I'm in a grudge race. My tuner is an asshole. He's sleeping on a Sunday at 1 a.m. with his wife. Why is no one? I'm like, okay, there you go. Now, if you have, I've had guys that hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on Facebook, and we have a personal relationship. I try to tell them, look, if I'm tuning you via Lund, please hit me up in the ticket, because my life cannot be all about tuning your car. Okay. But understand this, if you dip out and go to another tuner, expect me to be a little fucking chippy about that shit. I'm going to say, okay, so those weeks, late hours that you didn't pay me for, track sessions, all that shit that I did, and you just dip out because I wasn't available one day, that's fine. That is your right. It is also my right to tell you to go fuck yourself and not deal with you ever again. So don't be like, well, what's happening? I thought we were tight. Well, I thought so too until you dipped out on that one time I wasn't available. So there's a lot of that going on, because I tell people all the time, I don't think customers are really loyal. I think they're loyal to speed. I think they're going to say, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what you are doing for me. If Homeboy can make my car faster, I'm going to go to Homeboy. And you're like, wait a minute. I found out your issue. I diagnosed your issue based on my knowledge and my experience, and then I fixed your issue. The car ran really, really well and what we expected, but you were curious and wanted to try someone else's shit, and then went out there and tried it, and maybe because it was 40 degrees colder that day, it went quicker, and you're like, oh, look, his tune's quicker. Understand, I'm going to be a little bit like, dude, you can go fuck yourself. Like, you can literally go fuck yourself. I don't want to help you anymore, because what I'm doing is I'm basically helping you get your shit straight so that the next tuner can have a real easy time tuning your car. Fuck all that. It happens every single day. As loyal as I think I am, I think at the end of the day, customers are going to be loyal to speed. They're not going to be loyal to their tuner, understanding that without that guy, and I'm not just saying Lund, I'm saying your tuner. If you have a personal relationship with your tuner and he is busting his ass for you and you dip out on him for no reason, but maybe you just got salty one day, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. Not something I do. I stick with them until I'm like, okay, well, we can't go any faster together. Do you mind if I, look at my other options, because I want to go quicker? And if you're not willing to work with me, then I'll work with someone else. But that's not usually what happens. They just show up on Facebook on someone else's dyno, and all of a sudden I'm supposed to be cool with that. Nah. Go fuck. Seriously, go fuck yourselves. Comp Orange Boss says, someone from Lund told my friend a Roadrunner makes no more or less power than a stock GT motor, mod for mod. I highly disagree with that, but what's your opinion? He's right. So let's say, for instance, a Roadrunner 13, 14 Boss engine, you put a cold air on it. What is the horsepower gain? Same as a Coyote. If you put cams in it, what's the horsepower gain? Same as any Coyote. Now, can the Roadrunner withstand more power than a stock Coyote? Meaning, can you shove more boost at it? Yes. That'll make the same power as a regular Coyote, except it won't blow up as easy. Let's say you got a Gen 1 Coyote, Gen 1 Coyote, and a Roadrunner. The Roadrunner makes a little more horsepower already, stock for stock. But let's say every time you start modding it, the growths are going to be similar until one of them chucks a rod and the other one doesn't. So Comp Orange Boss, Lund is right. There is no bigger power benefit mod for mod Roadrunner to Coyote The Roadrunner can just simply take more abuse. That's it. Redbird says we want you to go live more this week. I'll do it. Look, I'm going to go live. I'll go live tomorrow if I can. I'll go live as much as I can. And if I see the viewership dropping off, I'll be like, all right, they're sick of my ass. I'm out of here. Jamie Easton says, I'll never put another tune in my car other than a Lund Racing, period. I appreciate that, but you got to understand, you're the minority. There are guys that, okay, I'll give an example. We get a lot of people that cross over to us, and I understand that, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate those people. But I think they're used to the other person's tunes and flavors, and they want us to do the same thing just to see how we do it. It's the same as liking McDonald's, double quarter pounder, then going to Burger King and saying, can you make me a double quarter pounder? Burger King will say, we can make you a double Whopper. And no, but I really like the special sauce at McDonald's. Can you make something just like that? Then I would say, why don't you just turn around and go back to McDonald's? But I don't like McDonald's. You understand what I'm saying? Fernando Garza says, hey, Alex, I was interested in getting some GT500, and I would like to know your thoughts about the 07 to 09 versus the 11 to 12, since the price difference is about 5 to 8K in my area. Well, Fernando Garza, unless you don't have $1,300 and have if you buy an 07 to 09 and you don't have $1,300, apparently we're way too expensive and we can't tune your car without that setup. But in all seriousness, for Fernando, the 11 to 12, in my opinion, is way better. Lighter because of the aluminum block, has wide bands, has 373s if it's a performance package, looks way better. It's just a better processor. Now, the old school GT500s are badass only if you spend $1,300 on a ZT2 setup and a Lund Racing tune with a Lund Racing N-Gauge. But I think just looks-wise and performance-wise, I don't think it's a huge leap forward, the 11 to 12, but I just think it's a better car to mod, and it's tune friendly. It's just super friendly to tune on, and I like the aluminum block over the iron block in terms of performance and weight, in my opinion. I think if you put the same mods on both, they're both going to perform similarly. But at the end of the day, I think you have a better car if you have an 11 to 12 than an 07 to 09. Think of an 07 to 09 as a grown-up Cobra. I don't think that's that good. Ethan Luke says, decided to boost my 1950 manual car. I already have a long tubes, inches 7/8, and I'm going to have HPJ install it. What setup do you recommend? Looking to make 600 to 700 horsepower. Whipple Gen 5 all day. You can make it, no problem. What's the other one? Edelbrock blower, same one as I have. You can make that all day, no problem on pump gas. A Paxson, Vortec, or a Pro Charger. Literally any boost you pick and have about 10 PSI through it, you can make that horsepower if the fuel quality is there. Now you got to decide, it's a manual car. When do you want the power to come in? Do you want power right when you stomp on the gas? PD blower, Whipple, or Edelbrock. If you want a little more high RPM horsepower, any centrifugal will do. Ruslan Z says, do you hate when people call you Papi? Loyal fan. Yeah. Calling me Papi is like the most annoying thing ever. Hold on, guys. Oh, yeah. You like that, you freak? Papi is one of those words that is fucking weird to me. I don't like a woman calling me Papi. Oye, Papi, ven aquí. No, fuck, shut up. My name's Alex. Papi can also be kind of like demeaning, depending on how they say it. Pero papi, no haga eso, papi. It's almost like, come on, man, what the fuck you do? And I'm like, I don't like that either. I call you by your name. So papi is annoying to be called all the time. All the time. Art says, hey, Alex, I just got a 1650 with 331 gears, and I got coilovers, an IRS brace, and a 3-inch catback. I want to keep the engine healthy, but a bit more top end when I do time attack. Well, if you want a little more top end, you're going to have to get an 18 manifold, a GT350 manifold. I wouldn't go Cobra Jet because to me that's like all out max effort. So a GT350 manifold or an 18 manifold, which is the absolute most bang for the buck you can get. Make sure you lock out the IMRCs, the intake manifold runner control. People say CMCV. I'm like, it's not a fucking 3-valve. It's an IMRC, intake manifold runner control. I think. Control or C was something else. But I think that's the best bang for your buck. You don't have to port it. You can just put it on, and it's going to make more horsepower later. It's going to be a little lazier download than the stock manifold, but barely noticeable. But make sure to lock out the IMRCs. 18 manifold, I think that's your best bet going forward, sir. Midlife Crisis Racing says, do you think a 325 3019 tire and an 11-inch rim will rub on a 16 GT? It's pretty big, and it depends on it depends on your spring. If you have a spring that's super low and you take a turn and you hit a bump at the same time, it might rub on you. Martin Q says, I don't want to interrupt you, but you skipped my question. Thank you. I appreciate that, Martin Q. Alex, I have a 2019 A10 FBO E85 free-flowing exhaust circle deconverter, Viking shocks, some goodies from a 3-letter company. Trying to buy an MSC two-step. Brandon said there's one with a specific coil, but can't seem to find it. No, when you wire in the coil, one of the coils is wired backwards. I'm not sure if it's number 3 or number 7, but I believe, don't quote me, but ask Brandon, it's the third one on one of the banks where the coil is flipped. And I think it's where the high pressure fuel pump is. So I would think it's number 1, 2, 3. I think. Don't quote me, please. But I think the coils are wired backward on that particular coil. So what had happened was people were wiring it the conventional way, activating the two-step. Signal was getting fucked and was burning that hole down because not a lot of people knew that the wires were crossed on purpose based on the orientation of the coil. Bitcha. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Ruslan Z says, my tuner shop has been working on my car forever. He had health issues. Couldn't tune my car. I contacted Lund Racing for a tune. My tuner let me use his shop in Dyna for a remote tune. Respect him and enjoy LR. Dude, what a great guy. So a lot of shops that don't have ego. That's the other thing. Woo, ego. The ego. Everyone in their fucking ego. So a shop should look out for the customer first. And if they're like, dude, if you got health issues and you can't get my shit done, I love you, I appreciate you, but I think I'm going to go with Lund or whoever. It could be Sean or other two, and I need to use your dyno, and I'll pay you for the dyno time. Now, the guy should not go, well, fuck that shit, motherfucker. He should go, okay, look, I can't get it done in time. I'm having health issues, and I understand why you want to get your car going. It's getting warmer outside. There's no one on the road because of the coronavirus quarantine, so you can go out there and gap whoever's on the road. So shout out to him for letting you do that. Now, if further down the road you want to give him a shot, I don't think we're going to be mad at you. You know, I understand if you have a personal relationship with your tuner, but that's the other thing. Ooh, let me remind me of that. So if you want to give him a shot after tuning it with ours, great. And if it's not as good, okay, stick with us. You still have, time. But if he treats you better and you like that one-on-one relationship, I guess we would understand. But we can get you tuned up pretty easily. It's not going to be an issue. We have the system set up properly to get you tuned up. Kona Coyote S550 says, my buddy has a 12 GT tuned by another shop. He buys bad parts. Dude, I know that all the time. He watches It's Just a 6. And that's why his car won't idle well. I tell him to watch your channel and go Lund. He learned when I gap him soon. So the problem with popular, good-looking YouTubers, because I am none of that, is you believe the shit they say based on entertainment. You got to understand, every YouTube channel, when it comes to Cletus, Adam LZ, It's Just a 6, Stang Mode, Mustang Lifestyles, all those guys are entertainment. As long as you take it as entertainment, you're fine. If you start taking those kind of channels seriously, that's on you. That's fine. But I work for a company that literally holds, if you give a shit about records, right? Holds almost every record Mustangs have. Like the only record it probably doesn't have is like the Blower Cobra record or something like that. The Blower T56 Cobra record, Blower, or something like that. And when it comes to drivability, it's really tough to beat what we got going on. It's really tough. Now, some people can say, here's 35 degrees, see you later, and it's going to go faster for a little while till it burns down. And if you're one of those guys that says, fuck it, I want to go faster at all costs, more power to you, and congrats that you made it in the world that you can afford motors all the time. But if you're listening to guys that are entertainment, getting free stuff, and telling you it's badass shit, and the cars have not performed, like I guess you could look at me and say, Well, what do you mean? What do you mean, Alex? My Fairmont went 877 the first time out at 157 with an Edelbrock blower. So that not only gives me credibility right away in terms of the part selection, Edelbrock blower, Whipple throttle body, and a 4R200, but I don't have to say anything about I don't have to say well, it should go good. You can go by my opinion, or you can go by how the car performed. Now at Texas 2K, the car was pinching the fuel line, and I wasn't able to show, and I was very disappointed at that. I think the car had an 860 in it all weekend with that weather, but it wasn't in the cards for me, so I'll try it out at a rental. But if you listen to those guys that are mainly entertainment, they literally blow up cars all the time. Not all of them, but especially It's Just a Six. Love the dude. Seems to be a nice guy. He blows shit up all the time. I wouldn't take anything he says seriously. I would just take it as entertainment. And that's what they are, entertainment. And they are entertaining. If you want to be entertained by a guy blowing up his GT350 engine all the time, or blowing up his Mustang all the time, more power to him. He can afford to blow it up, and that's awesome. Good for him. What are your thoughts on the full standalone ECU dingo? Now, if you are sick and tired of having someone like me with a stock operating system tune your car, and you move over to a standalone, you better learn to tune it yourself. You better learn to tune it yourself, because standalone tuners are more expensive. That's right. If you're a standalone tuner, let's say all you do is Motec, Holley, which, if you do Motec, you look at Holley like it's ColecoVision. So if you do one of those, and the guy's like, hey, I need track support. Okay, that'll be $2,000. Wait, what? Yeah, that'll be $2,000, sir. Because I'm not doing it in volume, and it is not worth it to me now. You better learn to tune it yourself. Every time I see somebody go, oh, I'm going to put Holley Dominator on my Coyote Swap project. Cool. You better learn to tune it yourself. You better learn to log it yourself. You better learn to adjust it yourself. You better learn everything yourself. Because if you were just putting Holley on it for the sake of putting Holley on it and not learning the software and still relying on another tuner to tune your shit, get ready to pay some money, right? I don't understand the people that go standalone and then they go, oh shit, does anyone know how to tune Holley? I'm like, wait a minute. What was wrong with your other tuner? Nothing. I just wanted to go standalone. For what reason? So I can tune it myself. Can you tune it yourself? Fuck no. Then the ego part of it, right? We're talking about ego. Oh, let me crack my chest. Let me see if you can hear me crack my chest. Nope, come on. Oh, that was my elbow. So the 4R200 literally showed everyone who has an ego out there. Who has an ego? The 4R200 does something that people have been battling with for the longest time. Starting line gear ratio, right? A 417 first gear is really tough to overcome unless you get a 273 in the back, a 29-inch tire, or you got to leave super fucking soft and then pour on the power on the big end. Or you could put on this $800 part that goes in place of your billet planetary or your regular forward planet, and it makes the same gear ratio as one of the more popular transmissions out there, the Turbo 400, or very close to gear ratio wise, a Turbo 400. But ego has gotten to these people. They go, nope, my tuner says that's bullshit and it doesn't make it a 6R80 anymore. I want all 6 gears. Do you hit 6 gears at the end of a quarter mile? Your car is a drag car. It goes 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Turbo 400 has a nice long first. So you can put a 73, you can put a 55, you can put a 31, you can even put a 410 if you don't make that much power on a 4R200 equipped 6R80. But ego is preventing people from doing that. Tuner ego, 6R80 complex, who knows? Fuck launching in second. So, and then they go, shit, I wish I could launch in second. Can you do it? No. So ego. These people and their ego gets in the way. Some people would rather put a power glide in their car than to put a 4R200 hub in their car and have a 3-gear max tune. Makes no sense to me. Like a 800 to 900 horsepower power. Why are you... To me, a power glide you should put in a car when it makes 12, 1300, 1400. Badass shit. Lund Racing has that power, and they have a 4R200 and have the quickest and fastest S550 on the planet. Other guys with 700 wheel horsepower are considering Power Glides or Turbo 400. I'm like, all right, have at it, brother. Have at it. But don't let ego get in the way, because if you can stuff a $800 part in a 6R80 and you already got the converter, you already got the drive shaft, you already got the drive shaft loop, you got everything. And all you need to do is add an $800 part, but you say, nah, I'm going to just change everything because my ego gets in the way of me going fast. That's going to be the biggest drawback, or the weakest link of you going fast is you and your decision making on parts. Kelly Youngblood says, any experience with Ford Star drag packs? Lund for the win. You must be new around here. Yeah, I had one of the first drag pack setups in the black car. The black car had Ford Star F14 drag setup, unless you mean the nice ones that like on Brian Luna's car, those forged deals. I do not have experience with those, but the F14 drag packs I do have experience with, and it's great. No problem, no issues. Jed Samara says, any idea for building a good rear with 315s? I cooked my aluminum one. 2018 Auto Whipple, 900 horsepower. No aftermarket diff will take a 315 gearing. No aftermarket diff will take a 315 gearing. No, but I think a G-Force can take like a 300, like a 9-inch will take a 300. I think that's what we have, but you don't need a 315 per se. But I would keep buying aluminum 315 centers until Brian Luna went 7s with a aluminum stock, stock style diff. So if you cooked your aluminum one, I'd rather keep buying those than buying a $5,000 rear end and you have to convert everything over. So I would just keep buying used diffs and stuffing them in there until you can either swing a bad boy G-Force deal, or I don't know. That's what I would do. I'm a cheap motherfucker. Daz Poop says, have you guys done real testing on, let's say, E70 versus E85 and Premium E Renegade? No, fuck, stop that shit. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and put E70, E85, VP bit, that. Here's a tune. What are you running? E70? Here's a tune. I mean, seriously, guys, you severely overthink fuels. Pump E85, if it tests 85%, will perform real good, just as good. Like, I have never gone any faster with ethanol 1R, Ignite 118 over tested 85% pump ethanol. I have it's just better quality, meaning the 15%, like the C85 maybe is slightly oxygenated. It has like race gas as a 15% than to the 85% methanol or ethanol. But man, here's an E70, let's shove 70, let's see how much timing it'll take. E70 will take pretty damn good timing. E85 will take a little bit better timing, but not much more over E70. It's just going to run better. Renegade E, VP, and all that stuff and if it's 85% ethanol, is going to run about the same and is not any more spark tolerant. The only fuel I have ever seen be a big difference was, what is the name of that shit? It was purple, something purple. You guys will tell me. It was something purple. That fuel was like nitromethane. That's the only fuel that I said, that's some badass shit, and it's like literally off the market. But yeah, we don't do like, let's E70 versus it, because what's going to happen? Can I get an E70 tune, an E85 tune, an E90 tune, an E100 tune, a VP? Dude, a 9.85 Stoic tune can run most 85% fuels out there. 85% ethanol fuels out there. Some tuners are flipping their shit right now. I'm like, okay, go ahead and do the math, because I love these math heavy guys that know more math than me, but when it comes to results, they don't have any. I knew a guy one time that was loved to tell you how smart he was. And he's always posting smart shit, like equations on Facebook and shit. They're like, here you go. Look at the. Hey. And then he gave up a, whatchamacallit? Monoblade data. I got some monoblade data that you'd love. I was sitting at home hanging out, and I just thought of a calculator, and it's going to run great. Put it in. Did the calculations, put it in, fucking bitch, fail safe. So shh. So we'll leave. Mo Green says, "Will leaving traction control hurt my 6R80? 14 Luntune V7 JTB for 19 psi. It used to clunk real hard on the 1-2 shift on the track, so I turned it on, but now I could use it. I turned it with track on, but I turned it off, and now I could use it. It's just going to cut throttle or cut spark, so you're going to go slower. So the 1-2 shift being harsh is actually kind of good for the vehicle. Now, if you want us to enable torque reduction, understand, Mo, you will go slower. You will go slower if you want a softer 1-2 shift. So it's up to you if you want to go slower. What's up, brother? Based God Melt says, what a weird name. What's up, brother? Doing a Gen 3 SB swap on my Gen 2. What the fuck? Gen 3 SB short block swap on my Gen 2 built 6R 2B converter, Hellion Twin 55s. All supporting mods. On 16 to 17 pounds of boost. Any guesses on power? We'll mainly see gate 8.5. Much love. Twin turbo, 16 to 17 pounds. It might make like 900, maybe 950. That's especially on 12 to 1 compression. So twin 55s though, so it's not that. I'd say in the 900s, high 800s, low 900s. If it's really happy, it should be in the mid 900s. But I can't imagine it seeing a 50 horsepower swing that way. So conservatively, I will say 900. How's that? Daniel Hernandez's gay says, waiting for the drinking gulping sounds. Of course, I already did it. Do Gen 2 Voodoos have factory billet oil pump gears just like crank sprocket? No. Same shit. Same exact one. FTW. Thank you, guys. FTW Purple. The old shit. The discontinued shit. The illegal shit. That was the only fuel that I went, this bitch is going to blow up because of the fuel. Purple drank. It was nasty shit. Nasty shit. Why do I get positive readings on my knock sensors when I lay into the throttle on my Gen 1 6R80? Because you probably have shitty quality gas or something rattling around in the engine bay, an exhaust clamp, an exhaust rattling on the body. Something is setting off the knock sensors or shitty fuel quality. Plain and simple. Thank you guys for letting me know about FTW Purple. I think there's a variation of that or some kind of similar thing like that out there, but it is not the shit that was around 2 or 3 years ago. That shit was nasty. It smelled nasty and sweet at the same time. It made you cry when you were behind it. You're like, what is this stuff? But C85 never made one more horsepower on a dyno than E85. I tested it on Donnie's car. I said, let me lock the timing at like 20. E85, ran it up, made like 820, waited, put C85 in it, made sure it was mixing well. Same timing, same tune, fucking same exact horsepower. I went, fuck this shit. Jeremiah Camp says, it smells so good. It does. When I was at the track one time, I'm like, why the hell does that smell like Old Colony grape soda? What is that? FTW Purple was the shit back in the day. I'm sure somebody has a drum somewhere chilling, and I want it. If you got an old school drum of FTW Purple, that shit, it smells like if you put your nose in it, it clears it kill the coronavirus, that shit. Telling you, I'll take that shit. That shit was bad to the bone. Geraldo Flores says, how much for that couch? Does it have wheels? It does not have wheels. Wait, does it have wheels? I don't know if it has wheels, but you can have it. You want to come get it? You can have it. Hey, Alex, doing a 5.8 build, L&M short block, L&M stage 3 cam, Livernois heads. What would the best blower for some big boy power be? Whipple 4.5, Puro 956. What's big power? Is big power 1300? Is big power 1200? Is big power 1000? It's really tough to be big power cars than a Kenny Bell blower. A big Kenny Bell blower. Understand, with big blowers comes big heat. So you got to make sure you get the ice tank, you get this and this and that. Now, the VMP Gen 3Rs are fucking stout, up to 1200 horsepower with no problem. Seniors has been 1290 wheel with a VMP Gen 3 through a manual. Now, if you want even bigger horsepower than that, you got to get a bigger blower. And the Whipple 4.5 and the Kenny Bell 4.2, 4.5, 4.7, 5.5, whatever the hell they got right now, an engine on top of an engine, is hard to beat. Devin Marth says, Alex, dumb question, but wondering, since Lund says to leave the 6R80 S550 in drive mode versus sport for racing, is there benefits to use for sport track mode for MT82 cars, or leave it in drive when racing? Leave it in drive when racing. The only difference between sport mode and drive mode is shift schedule, shift firmness, and pedal mapping, not power. Wide open throttle, shift points, they're going to be the same, but in drive, we optimize the shift points, we optimize the pressures, the incoming, the offgoing, torque transfer time, and the clutch fill time. So in drive is going to yield you the best results with a Lund tune. Chase Ponder says Q16 is wild also. Q16 is good, but it is nothing like FTW Purple was, in my opinion. Is Turbo Blue still around? I don't know. That's a good question. Better than Torco? Better than Torco, of course. Better than Torco. Oh man. Das Poop says only get E70 locally, which I mix with E98 for 84%. Badass shit. So I'll send you an E85 tune and not change it. Or you can run a flex tune and be like, all right, have the best of both worlds. Meaning I don't have to mix, let it be an E70 hanging out. And then if you do mix some E98 with it, like a proper mixture, because some of you are really good, basic chemists out there. I think you'll do real well and get an E85 R tune with added timing shoved down its throat, and it should be happy. So I'm going to send you a same, if you're mixing it with E98, then I don't have to do much. All I have to do is say, here's an E85 tune. See you later. Eric Vega says, me again, your opinion on comp L&M cams on a Gen 2. Both are fine. I like comp cam stage, the NA, comp cam NA cams on Gen 2 are great, even when a blown or turbo application. L&M intake only cams are very good, proven combination. You can go with either. I don't think one is much better than the other. I think they're both comparable. Full Auto GT says, is it normal to smell a hint of E85 on the dipstick and the oil? Yes, in the oil. In general, on an 18 GT, also having a weird occurrence of smelling burned oil when put the car in gear after it's been idling. So, how old is your oil? How often do you change your oil? If you run E85 religiously all the time, you have to change your oil a little more often. I'm not saying from 3,000 miles to 2,000 miles. I would do 2,500 miles, because some fuel gets into the oil. I mean, it is not a perfect seal. It's some, depending on how rich, especially in the morning. Let's say the car is cranking on a cold morning, and you are almost flooding the engine to start it because ethanol is not easy to ignite. You're going to end up with some ethanol in the oil. Every time I drain the oil, I either smell gasoline, like on my white car. When I drain the oil, I'm like, it smells like pump gas. On my S550, when I change the oil, I'm like, it smells like E85. And then when I do my Fairmont, it does smell like E85 also. Mr. Jimmy Jams says, finally I caught you live, Alex. Keep up the good content, both here and on that dating channel. Do you thinking of doing a Thursday live stream? Yes. So I'm going to do another live stream tomorrow, Jimmy Jams, if I can, here. And then Thursday will be the Dad Dating Channel live stream. And then Friday, I might do another one there or another one here. Probably one here because it gets me more traffic and I'll be able to talk to more people and entertain you on car shit. The dating channel, there's only about 1,300 subscribers, so I'm not really looking to spend an hour and a half or 2 hours talking to 60 people. No offense. Jeremiah Camp says, I ran out of pump on a stock fuel pump with a VMP fuel pump booster NA on FTW Purple. That's right. I was there for that. We ended up making sure that the fuel pump was getting 18 volts from the booster pump or the fuel pump voltage booster. And it was, but it was still running out of fuel. So I said, dude, it's time to upgrade, because what you're doing is boosting a stock pump. So the stock pump was done. and FTW Purple has a less dense stoic, like it's way less dense than, not way less, but a full point, I think, less dense than E85, like 9.8 to like 9.0 or maybe closer to the high 8s. But I think if you're running FTW, get ready to tax your fuel system if you can find any of that shit. Alex Cadell says, can I mix 85 parts of Everclear and 15 parts of 93 and make a home brew? Maybe for making meth. I don't know what you're making there. Mon Motor Ray says, hey, Alex, Hoosier Slick or ET Street bias ply for a stick S550? Hoosier Slick. I don't have to finish the question, but I will anyway. Who that you know of builds badass 8.8 rears for a Fox body? Also tossing around the idea for a 9-inch, either going to my Turbo Coyote Fox. Which will you choose? I would build an 8.8. So I think a 9-inch being that much bigger, a bigger ring gear, bigger bearings, bigger pinion, I think it takes power away from what would make it to the ground otherwise. An 8.8, I think, has less parasitic loss. I think that's the proper term if you want to use that. To make a 9-inch move is going to take some power because you have a bigger pinion, bigger bearings, bigger ring, bigger everything, and it's a heavier diff. I would build an 8.8. Who builds badass 8.8s? Any shop, any competent shop that does any fab work can build you a badass 8.8, 9-inch ends, or C-clip eliminators. Make sure you get 5/8 studs, 33 or 35 spline axles, and get a Ford Racing gear set, and I think you'll be real good for a long time. But any competent shop or chassis shop or fab shop that knows what they're doing should be able to build you an 8.8 without much of an issue. But I also prefer a Hoosier Slick over an ET Street R. The ET Street R bias, I do not recommend at all. It was such a dud that I was like super down on it for a long time. It was just not a good tire. Mickey Thompson fucked up on that setup. Aldo Nava. How to build the Gen 1 motor. Forge internals or new block for 850 to 900 horsepower. 13 horsepower, 13 packs in with all the supporting mods. So what I would do is keep the Gen 1 block. Gen 1 block, I think, has bigger head studs and deeper threads than an S550 15 and up Gen 2 block. Also, I don't think you need sleeves for 850 to 900, but I'd rather have them. So if you can get a sleeved short block with forged internals, it's going to cost you some money. But I'd rather do that now than to have a stock sleeve crack on you at that horsepower level. So I would sleeve it, and do not go low compression. I don't understand people that build a motor and go 10-to-1 compression, because I think their mind is stuck on Fox body mode, right? They're still on Fox body mode. They go, oh, if boost is less compression, nitrous is more compression. And I'm like, you're running E85. You can have 14-to-1 compression. Who gives a fuck? Oh, no, back when I built my Fox bodies back in my day, I totally ran 8-to-5 compression on a Blanco, and on a nitrous car, I ran 11-to-1 compression on race gas. I'm like, I don't know what fucking planet. Like, listen to yourself. You're running E85. So run the most compression you can. Then they go, no, you don't know what you're talking about, bro. And then I go in the ticket system, and you're like, hey, so the car feels real lazy down low. It really kind of sucks. Do I need more boost? I'm like, tell me about your engine. Oh, it's 9-to-1 compression illuminator. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're going to need all the boost on the fucking planet to make what you would have made on an 11-to-1 compression E85 and a 3.3 pulley. Oh, shit. So I wish someone would have told me that before I spent dearly derp. Unreal. Nader, really? Nader, if you don't follow my channel and know what's going on in the Fairmont, go back and watch my videos. Everything is laid out. I got dyno pulls. I got ETs. I'm not going to sit here and lay out what's done to the Fairmont. The Fairmont, you go back and watch the channel. I'm not going to sit there and say what's done to the Fairmont. Go back, check out the channel. Plenty of videos explaining everything that's done to the Fairmont. Whipple5019 says, what drive shaft would you get for a 19810 at 750 to 800 row horsepower? G-Force makes pretty badass drive shafts. Kind of hard to beat G-Force. G-Force came in clutch when we were needing a drive shaft at Texas 2K. The next day aired a drive shaft. Super cool of them. So hit up G-Force Engineering and see what kind of drive shaft would be best for your application. Ugh. Beautiful. Okay. Hey Alex, what's your other channel? Single Dad what? can't find it. It's called That Dating Channel, fucker. Single Dad. The fuck out of here. Thank you, Jeremiah Camp, at That Dating Channel. Okay. Travis Chattel says, Alex, I have a 15 GT performance package street car with 35,000 miles. Should I boost it or sell it for a 19 and boost that? I'd boost the 15. Boost to 15. You already have it. Gen 2 is still super stout. Hard to beat. Just get it. Just boost it. Paxton kit or a Whipple or Edelbrock top mount blower. You're going to be happy. A 650 to 700 wheel real easy. You're like, holy shit, this thing screws on pump gas. You can go anywhere. So it's not something you should be afraid of. Pat the One says, Alex, how is working out at home going? Pick up dumbbells, cardio? Dude, it fucking sucks. I hate running because I think I'm like withering away. I'm like, oh, I'm withering away like a fuck. You ever see a jogger's body? It's like, frail and skinny. And I'm like, no, I don't want to look like that. But it's good to get a sweat in. But it's just, when you're a guy, you want to push heavy weight. You want to push with a lot of resistance. You want to pull, push. You want to press, all that. And it feels good. It feels manly. Pit pattering on the sidewalk. Oh, man. I hope no one thinks I'm a gay guy. and then you're breathing. You look stupid jogging. I'd rather sprint, but you look like you stole something. If you're brown like me and you're sprinting, imagine a 5'11", 200-something pound guy flying across the street. Like, where's he running from? I'm just going for sprints. Why are you sprinting? Nah, it sucks. I do a lot of push-ups, and the push-ups stopped being effective. Got to the point where I'm doing a shitload of push-ups, and it is not effective anymore. Like, I don't feel anything. I just have to do more and more and more, and that gets boring. Sit-ups, that's okay. Air squats, I have to do like 200 of them to feel anything. I'm not trying to say I'm some badass shape motherfucker. After being in the gym for 2 years, consistently, straight, minimum 4 times a week, and then you got to be off for 2 weeks, any pent-up aggression or anything you needed to release at the gym goes away. And you're just sitting there going, I want to you just go stir crazy. So you have to do your best to stay in shape, push-ups, sit-ups, but it's boring as shit, and it's almost made me want to buy my own gym set in case something like this happens. And I'd have to get about 400 pounds of weight just to have variety, not because I bench 400, and have a squat rack, a bench, incline, decline, some kind of, I don't know, it's just a nice, complete home gym with heavy weights. And I might just do that because if this happens again, or I'm somehow, not able to go to the gym for whatever reason, you need to get energy out. And if you don't get the energy out, you just end up fucking going crazy. I don't know how some guys cannot work out and just sit there and just drink beer and watch TV all day. I'm like, wow, I wish I envy what you do. Just sit there and do nothing. I have to get energy out. At 42, I thought I would have calmed down. Now I'm still a fuckface. Douglas Gonzalez says, put a girl on your back. I'm going to do that. What are your thoughts on the World Cup Finals event? Youngster 1320. To me, it's probably the best or second best race of the year, or in line with Texas 2K. Texas 2K brings out so much variety, and so does World Cup. All the guys come up from Puerto Rico, they come up from Australia, they come from all over the world to run that race, and they put the imports up versus the domestics. So the crowd is into it. There's the stands are packed. I think it's sold out this year again. So it's really tough to beat World Cup, and we're gonna plan to be there going forward forever because it's really close to Lund Racing. And we saw how it operates and how it's worked, and the prep is on point and the right time of year to go racing. So we're definitely going to be there. What's a good drag pack setup for an S550? So I like the old school setup, an S77 weld, like a weld S77 or S71. If you're a baller, you can get some, what are those badass, like RC comps or Bellax or Bellax, Billet Specialties. But if you want to just, or even a race star, an old school race star would be fine. Poverty stars. They even have these super poverty stars, welfare edition, RC. Is it RC comp? I don't want to talk shit. Let me see. RC comp. I don't want to be that guy that mentions something and pisses someone off. RC comp. Believe it or not, a lot of people listen, a lot of industry people listen to this channel. No, RC components are badass wheels. Holy shit. No, they're not. Which ones are the ones that look like RC comps but they're super duper welfare edition? You guys will tell me. It's like Jegs. It's like Family Dollar Jegs. Family Dollar edition. They're black. Fuck, come on guys, tell me please. They look like welds, but they're like belds or felds. They're like a cast wheel. They're like the worst. I mean, they're cheap and they get the job done. But if you, what are those wheels, guys? Come on. What are those fucking wheels that are like Family Dollar edition, 17 by 9s in the back? Fuck, I can't find them now. Looks like some of the advice you give on that channel will make you a single dad. LOL, just messing with you. Gotcha. No, VMS? Is it VMS? I think it's VMS. I think we got a winner. VMS wheels, and boom, nailed it. VMS Family Dollar edition wheels, and you can get them at Team Beefcake Racing. Hey, Beefcake, repping the wheel, brother. Family Dollar edition wheels right here. Get them Well, I think they're giving them away. I think they're free. No, I think they're actually, I like calling race stars poverty stars, but VMS wheels are the new super poverty stars, the SPS edition, super poverty stars. Can I get the VMS SPS edition? What's that? The super poverty stars? Yeah, thank you. You guys got it. JMSs are the same. Forge Star. Someone said Forge Star. Oh my God, I love it. JMS Avengers. JMS Avengers? No, it's VMS. It's a 3-letter company. Big surprise. Another 3-letter company. That's great. Oh man, that's great. Is there someone named Savannah on here? Like a woman? What's a woman watching my channel? That's crazy. Alex, GT500 2014 Elbow Supercharger, 2014 Elbow, supercharged Whipple, twin 68 throttle body. God damn it, the way he wrote this. JLT 123 headers, free flow exhaust, 2.4 pulley, 95 octane from Saudi Arabia. 95 octane from Saudi Arabia is like 89 octane here. But you basically have a fucking Trinity blower, 2.4 upper with a twin 68 and a JLT. 650 tops, 660 with that octane, not more. Because if you had like our 93 octane, which is like your 98 or your 101 or something like that, you'd probably make 680 to 690. So I think it'll make about 650 or so, sir. Michael Charlton says, Alex, I have a 15 pp I have a 15 pp MT82. Wanted to do beefcakes, packs, and kit and shoot for 800 on the 85. Level 1 or level 2 4 system. Wasn't sure if I needed the fuel rails on the level 2. Would you do OPGs? If you want to shoot for 800, do OPGs and don't be cheap. Buy the level 2. You'll be happy you did. Hey, Alex, just want to let you know that PBH has a live stream tomorrow, so you might have a smaller audience tomorrow. Okay, then I won't go live tomorrow, or I'll go live after they go live. I don't want to step on anyone's toes, so I'll talk to Frank Perdomo tomorrow, see what they're doing, and if he's gonna go live, I'll just wait till Thursday and give you guys a live stream every day after that until you guys get sick of me. Matt Jones says, wanna YOLO in cycling shorts and jersey on a road bike. No, see, I went on a bike ride in that thing, and tons of fun. Jumping curbs, jumping this and that, doing tricks, has no brakes, so I'm totally a bro. And I ate shit pretty good and got all kind of scratched up, which kind of reminded me why I shouldn't do that, because at this age, I will break shit. When I was younger, I might bend shit. I'll break shit now. Blowjobs kill the coronavirus. How do you know that? You got some on your throat? You got some cum on your throat 5 points slow and figured out that you got no more Rona? Or your girl had the coronavirus. Yeah, you could say that. Hey, Alex, what do you think about TSS oil pump gears? Are they any better? Yes. I only recommend MMR and TSS oil pump gears. That's it. Don't ask me about any other company. Don't ask me about any other company. Why don't you just go live with them, Miguel Marin? Because the problem is this. I want PBH to grow their own brand, and I want them to do their own thing. I don't want me crowbarring myself into their shit. You know what I mean? Now, if he asks me to go on, I'll do my best, but I got something going on. This might have something going on tomorrow, but this coronavirus is fucking everything up for sure. Oh, yeah. Is the Fairmont on forged internals? Yes. Basically, it has manly rods and Molly pistons, but stock compression. So nothing that would make it have more power. Stock cams, stock heads, ported, and which I don't think is worth much, to be honest with you, at my boost level, and forged internals. D. Hayward, Alex, please answer the guy who keeps asking if Lund Racing has a California dealer. No, I don't think we have a California dealer. I don't know that we have a California dealer, so no. If you want to tune from us, hit us up. Support at lundracing.com. And you're going to have to sign all the waivers on the planet because you live in fucking California. Danny Gutierrez says, what's up, baby? What's up, baby? Trail King Offroad says, can I use the boost box that you sell to display boost on my X4? I think the boost box has a SCT version. Look on the site and see if it has an SCT version. I think it does. 2000 MCR, you said it. Santo S550 says, 18 GT 10R80 Luntune exhaust. What 17-inch brand drag radial would you recommend for those Mexico street nights? EC Street R drag radial. Or the SS, but I prefer the R with the little tiny lines in it, which is what's on the what was on this car over here. But yeah, ET Street R is the way to go in my opinion on a 17-inch deal. When's the BMX channel going up? Never. I suck at that. Shannon Dugan says, "Don't skip my question, Alex." Shannon Dugan, where are you? Oh, here we go. Do you ever look at a girl and think, would you make a great single mom? You would make a great single mom. A great single mom? That's kind of a weird thing to look at. Meaning, like, I'd get her pregnant. I definitely have seen and gone out with girls that you can tell they'd be great mothers. But I never thought about, like, getting any of them pregnant. No way. No way. Now, I have seen women that I go, you would be a terrible mother. And I want nothing to do with this. So, yeah. I've seen more of that than the opposite. But thanks for letting me know about your question. I don't want to miss a $5 question. Xander's car shifts so hard it seems like it's going to break when it shifts. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Alex, what's the highest, safest horsepower number with a Gen 2 on 93 octane? My car, I'm sorry, mine's a Gen 3. So Gen 2, I've seen 710 rear wheel horsepower. Cadell? Was it Cadell? Was it Alexander Cadell that had an S550? I think it was. Alexander Cadell had an S550 on 93 octane with a VMP of Whipple Gen 3 head unit, 132 throttle body. I think he had ID 1000s. I think it made like 718 or something like that. Now, I am saying pure 93 octane, not these numbers that people are putting out there that's like 93 octane with 6 cans of Torco. Then you can make whatever the hell you want on Torco. Difference between an 18 F-150 and an S550 5.0. The cams are a little different because of the high pressure fuel pump. Difference between 18 F-150 and S550 5.0. I think compression's the same. I think firing order is different, and I think the high pressure fuel pump cam is different. There you go. 13 Boss, can you keep the track key features with Lund? Also, what would be the first few mods I should do to increase the power? I have an RXT and an MGW already. Whoa. I mean, if you have an RXT and an MGW, woo, look out. 1,000 horsepower, here we come. I got an RXT, so I can pretty much go make 1,000 rear wheel horsepower. Keeping the track key means you keep the car naturally aspirated. So you ain't going to make shit more for horsepower on 93 octane. Now, if we are talking Cobra Jet, full bolt on, all that bullshit, and E85 with some injectors, you can make a decent amount of power. But the RXC and the MGW don't make you any more power. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So you could be with a stock clutch and make the same power as you would an RXC or an MGW. But unless you're getting better fuel and making, modding the car heavily, you're not going to make that much more horsepower if you keep the car stock, But that RXC does add about 20 horsepower. I'm saying it tongue in cheek, but it just sounds funny to say, well, I already have an RXC and MGW. Like, who cares? Okay. Momad says, do you recommend MS-109 mixed with the 95 pump gas? Yeah, you can mix some in there. Sure, if you have it readily available, mix some of it in there and bring the octane up a little bit. It might run a little tiny bit richer, but nothing too bad that it won't trim it up. He says, yes, Xander really needs your help. If Xander wants our help, he's got to hit up support@lundracing.com, and then we hold the right of not tuning his shit. He's been repping another shop so much, I don't think I want to do that shit. Just ride out with your boy. Ride out with your boy. He's probably not looking for help. He's probably just saying that. But if he's happy, let him be happy. If he wants our tune, he's got to come asking. I'm not looking to like provide shit to YouTubers. Fuck that. That doesn't get a shit. Race Red S550 says Gen 2 S550 auto 12-5 pistons. Look at you go. Stage 3 comp cams, Porta Cobra Jet, PMAS, FTW, purple fuel. Look at you. How much power should I see? Same question for E85 if possible. So the problem is going to be the auto. Race Red S550, 12 to 5 compression. You're a bad motherfucker. I like it. It's like, I got 12 to 5 compression, bitch. And FTW purple, bitch. I don't know that you're going to touch 500 wheel. But you might. Fuck. 12 to 5 compression? Porta Cobra Jet, FTW, stage 3 cams. Shit, you might be close to 500 real horsepower, dude. Maybe a little more. Because that's a stout setup. Okay, I'm going to go on a limb and say 500 because it's an auto. If it was a manual, it'd probably be in the 510, 515, maybe 520 range on a really, really happy dyno. But I think with an auto, you can touch high 400s, low 500s. Similar to a Gen 3. Because Gen 3 is 12 to 1 compression. So that's what I'm going by in terms of metrics. Gen 3s have badass cams. Gen 3s have 12 to 1 compression. Gen 3s can be close to 500 real horsepower with that same setup. E85, take about 10 horsepower away. Pump E85. That's the best I can answer that question because I haven't seen your setup in many cars, so I don't really have much to go by. But I think a high 400s is very possible, just like Gen 3. I picked up a used Roush cold air intake. Is a tune needed for an S550? Does it have an insert? If it has an insert and you keep the insert in, you don't need a tune. If you take the insert out, you need a tune. Marshall Eng says, I got a 13 premium 57,000 mile for sale. Every week he does it. Okay. Marshall has a car for sale. It's a 13 GT premium with 57,000 miles. It is a fully bolted on car with free flowing exhaust, a Lund tune, E85 Mantic clutch, and invoice to prove. Has a carbon drive shaft, UPR suspension, built rear end, all mods selected per Alex's recommendations. Looking to get $20,000 in Florida. So if you're in the market for a fully bolted on vehicle, hit up Marshall ENG or Marshall Eng. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Taco24 dude says, hello, I have a flex fuel tune. When I switch to 93 from 85, it always clogs an injector. Any idea? No, it doesn't. The tune doesn't clog the injector. That means you have either a lot of shit in your system, but I go from 93 to 85 constantly in the red car. I never have injector issues. So you might have some shit coming apart in your fuel system, a sediment in your tank getting through the sock, or a sock that's coming apart. So take a look at that, bro. Alex Cadell said it wasn't me. Okay, I forget who it was. I forget, but that guy had made 700 or something like that. But it wasn't Alex Cadell. Was it you, though, for real? Don't fuck with me. Okay, so fuck YouTube clout chasers. Lund Racing leads the coyote industry. Thanks for saying that. I hate saying it because it sounds like I'm pumping my chest. But, I mean, we're the ones that charge $1,300 to make sure that... We don't charge $1,300. We make sure you get a $1,300 package so your car tunes properly. But that's only if you have money in your account. Maybe wait for the stimulus check to get sent in and then buy that shit. Or you could just stare at an AEM wideband and hope it's being adjusted properly per the math counts. What? Trail King Offer says, I saw it on the site, but I didn't know if the boost would be displayed in PSI or fractional amount. Well, the thing is, you have to go to the a website and put in the proper transfer function on SET so it can display as boost properly. Taco24 dude says, thank you. I'll check it out. Much love, brother. Much love. Much love. Okay. Pat the One says, Alex, how can I buy a Hutch's welding shirt? Boy, that's a good question. Let me go on Facebook, Facefuck, and go to Hutch's Welding. And I want to make sure that you can go to his... Oh, my God. They changed Facebook. Oh, my God. What the fuck did they do? Here you go, Hutch's Welding. Guy's my boy, so I'm going to help him out. And I'm going to make sure I hide all the chats because we are talking a whole bunch of shit. Hutch. Oh, it says Hutch. No, get out of here. I want Hutch's Welding. Back up. Sorry, guys. I'm helping out Hutch's Welding. This new Facebook sucks dick. It is slow as dog shit. Shit. I would just hit up Hutch's Welding on Facebook, honestly. The logo looks like this. So Hutch's Welding, just go there and hit them up. Say you want a shirt. The back looks like this. I'll show you. Big logo on the back. So hit him up if you want a shirt. Good guy. Good fabricator. The whole 9 yards. Okay. And I think Homeboy complained to BJ because I think BJ hit me up on Facebook. Let me see what BJ's got to say. BJ sent the photo. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Okay, so the guy, Miles, hit up BJ. Okay. BJ did the right thing. See, this is why I like BJ. BJ was telling Miles, bro, none of that shit. And sorry, BJ, if you didn't want me to say that shit, but sorry. I want to make sure that guy, Miles, doesn't step out of line again. BJ and Lund Racing have a great relationship. So if he's out there pitting one against the other, BJ ain't going to stand for that shit. BJ's a stand-up dude. But if you want to get chippy, it's going to be bad. So I appreciate BJ McCarty for doing that. Stand-up dude. Steve Will says, Tony Gagnon is the professor. A lot of these guys are the student. I will absolutely tell you that there is nothing that Tony can teach me that I don't already know. Nice guy. I like him. There is nothing Tony can teach me on the Coyote platform that I don't already know. And he'll probably attest to that. Now, when it comes to everything else, Cobra, 2-valve, Fox Body, you can have it. You can have it. I'm good. Alex Goodell says, no, I'm NA, brother. Brandon for a no lift shift tune. I still haven't gotten. That's great. Oh my God. All right. I'm going to start getting out of here because I'm going to be on for 2 hours and that's enough of that shit. I mean, 2 hours of me just blabbing away nonstop. Had a guy talk shit early on. I told you a little bit about the C8 Corvette. I told you about loyalty and tuning. So stop paying me and I'll try to clean up some of the questions that are ongoing and then I'll be good to go. Lakin Izel says 18 F-150 on PMAS, okay. 18 ported, long tubes, got a long tube flex tune. How much power do you estimate between the flex tune and a straight 85 tune? Peak to peak, I don't think you're going to see a huge difference. Average horsepower, meaning power, under the curve, will be more within the 85 tune, and performance will be better because you are shoving more timing into it than allowing the flex tune to add the timing based on ethanol content. So peak to peak, I don't think you're going to see a huge difference. Alex Goodell says, I thought of getting the Ford Performance tune just because of no lift shift and have Lund tune from there, but when I went straight to Lund so I can grow and not pay twice. Smart man. Raul Lopez says, want to talk about your views on OPGs and when to upgrade. I think O-pump gears are not a necessary item. Now, if you want safety, if you happen to touch a limiter, or you are boosting the shit out of the car, yanking on the crank a lot, meaning a lot of tension on the crank, I think it's a good idea to get oil pump gears. But at the end of the day, I really think they're necessary at low boost levels. Roush cars come out of the factory with no oil pump, stock oil pump gears. So if it's okay at 10 PSI, why do you need anything more? And they offer a warranty. I think they're only necessary when you are spinning the shit out of the engine. You want some protection if you touch a limiter, or if you're putting a lot of tension on the crank. Big Blue in PA says, just got a tune from you, Alex. Car runs awesome. Thanks, man. Hey, thank Lund Racing. I just use their files. Michael Charlton says, Alex, can I still get the choppity chop on 800 with a Paxton? Yeah, if it's an NA car, if it's a manual car, I think I'll be able to send you a cam lobe tune and work pretty well, and we'll see about if it's an automatic. David Martin says, a C8 on a 50 shot is mid-10s. That is badass. Guys, that is faster than a GT500. Yes, it's lighter, but a 50 shot going mid-10s, that is nasty. Don't worry, Shane, I saw. It's all good. Alex, when I need a tune revision, do you provide a new file or you pull from the same file and change it? It depends on what the revision is for. If it's a manual transmission, yeah, I'm going to have a brand new file. If it's an injector change, I'll use the same file, just make an injector change to the existing file. Diddy LX50, calling out Lund Senior GT500 at Pocono. Won't end well for me, but let's do it. He's not going to do it. There's nothing in it for him. Patino Performance says, I'm running a Gen 1 Coyote and a Fox with a Terminator T56. Which gear would you say to go for? 410 or 430? Coyotes like to rev, but I don't know what that Cobra T56s do. So, depending on the power, Gen 1 Coyote and a Fox with a Terminator, stock manifold injectors, 430. 430. Go for it. Don't fear the gear with a 28-inch tire. You'll be happy you did. 2000 MCR talking all that shit. Dan the Man says gears. Patrick Harrington says thanks, take care. Pat says Alex needs to convince wife to giving a BJ doesn't transmit coronavirus. Social distancing sucks. 21 Sandwich says I wish a Coyote would just smash a two-step for the sound without any major worries like an LS. No thanks. Why would you ever want to smash the limiter? Alex Cadell says, can I talk to you in the ticket system tomorrow for that no lift tune? There is no such thing as like a dedicated no lift tune. We make some spark changes so that it makes it easier to get it into gear while keeping your foot into the floor, but there's no guarantee that the clutch is going to allow you to do anything. So it's mostly a mechanical thing. GT Frank 50 says 16 performance pack, 373 is good for the streets of Mexico. Also looking to get a Lund tune for the first time. Do you recommend E85 and does it automatically come with a flex tune? Yes. If you pay for an E85 tune, we'll provide a flex tune. That's usually how I like to do it. I send you a pump gas tune first, send me logs. If the logs look good, I'll send you a flex and E85R tune in the same email. Alex Cadell says, can I talk to you? Okay, his phone must just be on repeat. It's that Metro PCS Live. Shane 125L says, I can keep my Trekkie functions with a Lund tune. I don't think so, but we might add that feature in the future. But there's so little people wanting that I don't think it's worth adding into our system. Dan the Man says, 315 gears or 355 gears for an NA street build. 355s. I'm going to do 373s on the red car soon. I'm not going to tell you when because you guys get sick and tired of me saying I'm going to do something to that car when I have the Fairmont to play with. Steve Will, I've been social distancing LS cars for all year. Very good. David Martin says, Alex, favorite soda, bitcho? Favorite soda? It's Coke Zero. Regular Coke's great, but nothing's good for you. But if I was going to have a favorite soda right now, it'd be Coke Zero. Tyler says, Autobach 2650 Stage 2, 15% overdrive, 3.25 pulley, free-flowing exhaust, E85 Gen 3 auto. Is mid-9s possible? I don't know what year car you have. Oh, Gen 3 auto. Yeah, it's possible. Or a 3.0 pulley. You need a converter. I think you need a converter, brother. I'm sorry to tell you, but you need to get out of the hole, and that's what's going to be your biggest drawback, getting that car out of the hole. You need to get a converter, in my opinion, to get well into the nines. Okay, Alex Goodell says, will I get locked out even if I have a Mantic clutch? No, I don't think a Mantic clutch will cause any lockout, but we can get you a no lift shift tune. Basically, it's spark related. So, when you floor it and it hits that RPM, it cuts spark and it allows you to get into gear easier. It will not pop. It will not bang. It will not shoot flames. It'll just allow you to get it into gear easier. Yonce50 says, thanks again, Alex. Another great show. Keep safe. See you next week. Thank you. I appreciate that, brother. Joshua Small says, what's up, Alex? David Martin says, Coke Zero. Coke Zero is the shit. It is the shit. Pepsi's a little on the sweet side. Alex, I'm a manual. Thanks for the advice, bro. Michael Charlton. So what did you say earlier, Michael Charlton? I don't remember. Okay, good. Oh, Michael Charlton. Can I still get the chop tune? Yes, you can get a chop tune with a Paxton. It's a lot easier on a manual than it is on an auto. Trust me. Alex Goodell says, it's my damn Spectrum. Wi-Fi in the barracks. Gotta love it. Shout out to Phil Collins. Okay, good. All right, guys, let me get out of here. I have been on pretty much 2 hours, an hour and 57 minutes. Again, if I have some time tomorrow after the PBH or before the PBH live stream, I'll come on and talk some shit, and I will not make it monetized. So I will do nothing but pay attention to the main chat, and we'll just talk shit about whatever you want to talk about, just to give you something to look at differently than just, the Tiger. What's that Tiger shit show on Netflix? That show sucked. It's just some gay guy that has a bunch of tigers in Oklahoma. Whack as fuck. I hated it. It was absolutely awful. Connor Camrat says, you've mentioned Pro Chargers ripping off crank snouts. Is this common? Is it a crank support needed? The older kits, 11 to 14, had issues ripping cranks right off, especially the F series. The S551 seemed to be a lot better. Okay, guys, let me get out of here. Alex Cadell, YouTube Crow Panther Free Speech, and Michael Charlton. Thank you, Jeremiah Camp, for tuning in. Coyote Car Guy for tuning in. 2000 MCR. catch me on that dating channel on Thursday. I'll try to get up there Thursday, and then I'm going to do my best to get on tomorrow. If I can't get on tomorrow, I'll let you guys know via Instagram and my Facebook stories. If you guys follow me there, I'll let you know if I'm going on or not, or if I got something going on that's preventing me from getting on. But I'm going to do my best to make myself available during this time of the coronavirus quarantine bullshit. Mod Motor Ray says, wash those hands, bitch. I always do. Okay, guys, I'm going to get out of here. We'll talk to you later.